Cycling is a great activity that all the family can get involved in, and it is even better when you can do it together. This short film complements ROSPA's free family cycling guide. In the next few minutes we will talk about planning your ride, checking your bikes and riding as a family. From your experience, what makes a good family ride?
I think the most important thing to consider is the distance and the ability of all those riding. It's very easy to forget that a short ride for an adult may be very challenging for a young rider. So a good rule of thumb is to halve the rider's age. So for an 8-year-old, aim for about 4 miles, and a 10-year-old, 5 miles, and so on.
Seems like an obvious question, but from your experience, is it a good idea to plan a route that incorporates as much off-road riding as possible?
It's best to avoid busy roads and to plan your route using quiet road, cycle routes or off-road paths if possible. However, for most, if riding from home, you'll normally have to ride in traffic, and we'll give you some tips on this in section 3. If your ride does incorporate an off-road route, I think it's important to think about the terrain and the surface. Ideally, you don't want it to be too bumpy or badly drained. Small children's cycles may not be suitable, and if you have a small child on your bike in a seat at the back or the front for that matter, it will be uncomfortable for them, especially if it's over a prolonged period of time.
What about if the ride involves using a canal towpath? Do you need a permit for that?
No, you don't need a permit, but you do need to be careful as you will encounter pedestrians, other riders and anglers. Canal towpaths are ideal to incorporate into your ride, but please remember that they are close to water, so young children need to have good control of the bikes. You also need to be careful of curbs like this. Clip this at the wrong angle and it's very easy to come off.
Have you got any tips on how to ride safely in a group as a family?
Ride behind and slightly to the right to where you can see your children. This will create more space between them and passing traffic. Put the most proficient child at the front. Leave a safety gap to the cyclist in front, but keep close enough to ride as a unit. This allows vehicles to overtake all riders in one manoeuvre. Keep together at junctions. Wait for a gap in the traffic to allow all the riders to negotiate the turn as a unit. Try to avoid busy right turns. You don't want to get stuck in the middle of the road waiting for a safe gap before turning into a minor road. Where the road narrows ahead like this, move out into the middle of the lane to help deter vehicles from squeezing past and carrying out a close overtake. And finally, I think if you are interested in cycle training either for yourself or your children, then contact your local road safety officer at your council, or you can check the Bikeability website.
Before starting your family bike ride, it is a good idea to check that all of the bikes are in good working order. If some of the bikes have not been used in a while, they might need some air in the tyres and oil on the chain. The best way to check your cycle is by doing an M-check as shown in this film. We have also got a handy checklist which you can download from our website.